Hey guys, welcome back to Deeper Than Most. I'm your host, Sav.
And I'm your host, DJ.
And it's New Year's Eve,
Tis
bitches.
New Year's.
Cheers! It's New Year's Eve if you're tuning in on New Year's Eve, because that's when this episode's going up.
But guys, hey, here we are at the end of the motherfucking year.
Last episode of the year. We made it. Deeper Than Most.
Deeper than fucking most. Your favorite podcast. If
Your
not,
favorite host.
right, exactly.
I already got lipstick on my glass. But today, to celebrate bringing in the new year, we're going to be sipping on some Prosecco throughout the whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very fancy, very bougie.
What the hell are we doing this episode?
So, this is our last episode of the year. And we really wanted to break this up into parts once again. It's kind of like another special, but we just have a lot of shit to talk about. I mean, it's been a crazy year, jam-packed. I want to say not as crazy as last year, but hey.
Definitely a doozy.
That's just my opinion.
Definitely a doozy.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a year.
Exactly. But we do have a lot of things to cover in today's episode. So we just wanted to take a moment to say Happy New Year's to everybody. Hopefully you're being safe, no drinking and driving. You know, follow the rules, follow the law. Be safe, have fun, social distance. You know, we're still living.
We're still in the thick of things, guys.
Yeah, we're still in the thick of it. So yeah, let's just do one more cheers of champagne before we, well, not even champagne. Is Prosecco champagne?
It's considered.
I don't know,
it's
but
bubbly.
one more cheers before we get into this first part.
If you're not keeping count, this is episode 48.
Wow. So our first part of this lovely episode is topic updates. Now, you know, we talk about a lot of shit on Deeper Than Most, and that includes our main episode topics, our intro topics, or dose of the most, if you will, as well as just one-off conversations that we have throughout the show. We just talk about a lot of shit. So we wanted to take a moment to shed light on updates that have taken place throughout the year on topics that we have talked about on our show. Okay, so our first topic update is from episode 3, and this is about Starbase and Elon Musk, which we love some Elon Musk over here. We always say that. We're always talking about how much we love Elon Musk, but like, he really out here doing cool shit that I wish I could do.
Yeah, it is pretty damn cool, though.
And that's saying a lot. So, over the past year, Elon has been working on a stainless steel spacecraft at Starbase. The craft is named Starship. He's really into stars. Elon Musk has claimed on Twitter that an update was long overdue from SpaceX. And this update that was long overdue was about the Starship craft itself.
Right.
Now, in episode 3, when we mentioned Starbase and Elon Musk, we literally just mentioned like Starbase itself. We didn't go super into detail about the spacecraft. So, aside from the spacecraft, nothing else spectacular has really been going on. In short, Starship's development recently has been stagnant. So, I don't know, like,
It's dead in the water right now.
Pretty much. But this is due to Starship needing a certain license from FAA, which is needed to start doing test flights. Once they get their license, then they can start, you know, using the prototypes that they have and seeing how
this shit play out.
Yeah, like how everything will actually mechanically work. So Starship was created to travel to interplanetary places with a focus on Mars. Of course.
Yeah.
Humans love Mars so much.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I mean, it is fascinating though, because I mean, evidence has been found that, you know, it used to have rivers and all this cool stuff. So I mean, I get it.
Yes, it did. Indeed. The plan is to establish a colony or a base on the Red Planet and soon have the ability for humans to visit. The Mars base is called Alpha, and it would be a place where humans could live next door or spend copious amounts of vacation time amongst the stars.
Hey,
That sounds amazing.
Sounds lit as
and
fuck.
kind of scary.
Scary as hell, but it would be fun though. Because I mean, think about it.
You just go on vacation to Mars, but in reality, especially we're talking Elon Musk here, that shit gonna be overpriced and overhyped.
Oh, most definitely.
Like it's
still
gonna
cool
be
experience.
overpriced.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, for the people that could afford it.
Hey man,
That ain't us. But with all of that in mind, now we wait.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're really just waiting on them to start doing their test flights and then see where it goes from there.
And to continue this wonderful segment, we're going to get into one of my personal favorite episodes, episode 14, which covered John Benet Ramsey in that case.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. I almost didn't want to do it only because it's just so saturated and everybody, like, there's just so much information out there about it that us making an episode about it really didn't, I don't know, like, bring any more awareness to the case. Like, this is a world-known case. So, yeah, but I think us revamping up the conversation and just bringing a different perspective to it was what our main focus and goal was for that episode.
Right.
And I think we delivered. I think we did good.
Yeah,
that was a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. But in my personal opinion, they let the killer get away.
Honestly.
So this year is the 25th anniversary of John Benet's passing, and the Boulder, Colorado Police Department now has an update on this decades-long investigation. Investigators have tested about 1,000 samples of DNA over the years. Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of DNA.
That is so much.
Yeah. These samples include DNA from multiple suspects. Their hope is to finally bring a close to this case and determine who really killed John Benet. You know,
and I know who I think did.
You know what we think over here, but
oh yeah,
but
we real biased. Cheers.
But you know,
and we stand true to it.
We just gonna let that be what it is. The police department on this case has processed over 1,500 pieces of evidence.
That's a lot of evidence for one case, in my opinion.
It is. It is a lot. Maybe it's.
I don't know how much the norm is.
Yeah, I don't know,
but that sounds like
it seems like a lot to me.
And it sounds like you can do a lot with that much evidence. I mean, think about cases where there's virtually no evidence that still gets solved.
More than 21,016 tips, letters, or emails regarding the case.
That's insane.
Damn.
And imagine being the person that has to filter through all of that.
Right. Well,
that's a lot of shit to go through. And I'm sure there was a lot of bullshit. I'm sure that includes all the fake, call-ins. Oh, I know who did it when you really don't. Like, just to be a part of something.
Right. It's fucked up, honestly.
It is. It really is, because it's somebody's actual life.
Right.
Like, it's not just, I don't know, it's not a movie, it's not a game.
It's not a cash grab, bro.
No.
And I feel a lot of people treat cases like this.
Yeah, a lot of people do shit like that for attention or just weird motives,
Yeah, it's fucking creepy.
Just to say they were a part of some shit.
Right.
Honestly.
Oh, I was there and, it's fucking stupid.
I helped him solve the John Benet. No, fuck you
didn't. Didn't solve shit. Detectives on her case have even traveled to 19 different states to speak with over 1,000 people who are tied to the case in some way.
Yeah, it was very vague, but there's no telling how they were connected.
Right.
But over 1,000 people being connected in this case, like,
somebody.
That's I don't know. That's just very concerning. That's a lot. It makes it sound like this was some type of elaborate ass scheme.
Right.
Or a part of a bigger, like, ring or circle of things. I don't know. It just makes it sound bigger than what it is. And in 19 different states, them motherfuckers keeping it hush hush.
I mean,
gotta be.
Let's keep it a buck, man. This country ain't got a. Anyway. Ooh. Investigators say that DNA is checked regularly for possible new matches. Damn.
Which is good. I feel like that's what they should be doing.
Right.
Because now they're able to use genealogy to find serial killers or rapists, like literally all that.
Basically linking these
linking criminals to the DNA, but the thing about genealogy is, and I think we've talked about this before as well, but the thing about genealogy is that, say for example, you and I are brother and sisters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to get one of those ancestry tests or have to get my, fingerprint scan for a job or whatever the case may be, my fingerprint and my DNA is now in the data system, like, for detectives.
Mm.
But yours doesn't have to be if we're related.
Right.
Because I did it. If you did something wrong, they could still find you based off of us having the same DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And, it'd be way easier to link down to a family and then pick out the person from the family as opposed to an area or a country or a state or, something like that.
Yep.
Or a jurisdiction.
It's a very specific system.
Yeah, it is. But it's so cool how they're able to do that shit now. Because of shit like this. Like, you have the possibility to solve these literal decade-old cases.
Exactly.
It's groundbreaking. Because this is just something that we weren't able to do, hell, when we were born. Like, literally, we've been on this earth for like 23 years. They just now able to do it.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is.
Crazy as fuck. Overall, police say that a solid DNA match could solve the case.
And I believe it.
Oh, for sure.
Of course, that's literally all you're needing at this point. Just to, prove with actual evidence that her brother did it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So to continue on with our topic updates, we have an update on the Perseverance mission. And I'm glad that we're doing an update on this because we were so passionate about this when we were talking about it in our second episode, which is what this is from, episode 2, Mars, the Moon, and the Mission.
Yes.
And the next steps. Something like
evolution.
That. Yeah. No, I think Human Evolution was the first episode.
It was.
Yeah. So Mars, the Mission, and the Next Step, episode 2, is where you will find us talking about the Perseverance mission. But yeah, we were so excited about that when we first talked about it, and then we never brought it up again. So over this past year, Perseverance has been on a mission, driving over 1.6 miles of rough terrain. And I'm just going to call the Perseverance rover Percy. Mm-mm. I think we called it Percy in that episode too, yeah. Percy has taken tens of thousands of pictures on the Mars surface using all 19 of its cameras.
19?
That's a lot.
Fucking cameras.
I don't think
That's a lot of different perspectives.
Yeah, and I don't think we even knew that at the time. Right. When we first did research on this and talked about it, I don't think we knew that there were 19 cameras. I don't remember talking about that.
I don't remember talking about that either.
So it's cool to know.
The fact that 19 fucking cameras. Yeah. I'm with it.
Wonder where they are. So, Percy did some amazing things in the past few months, including the collection of the first rock core samples, flying an Ingenuity helicopter, which is actually kind of like his sidekick, I guess you could say, which helps us receive aerial
shots.
Yeah, aerial shots of the Mars surface, which is new because we didn't know that we were able to have aerial capabilities on Mars. So that's a new finding as well. They didn't know that you could fly shit around Mars' surface, if that makes sense.
In its atmosphere.
Yes, exactly. Kind of like how we have planes here.
Right.
And
that's
shit.
Cool, though.
Hot air balloons, stuff in the air.
It just goes to show that Mars could be closer to Earth than we think.
Exactly. All important stuff. Along with that, not only flying the Ingenuity helicopter, but providing our first scientific results of the Jezero Crater Delta. And basically what that fancy sentence means is they found actual tangible proof of the Jezero Crater Delta. And I'll get a little more in depth about what that is here in a second. But basically meaning samples, literal rock samples.
Fragments and
yes, exactly, of the planet's surface.
Right.
So Percy is about the size of a car, which, once again, I don't even think we mentioned that.
When they say the size of a car, though, like, are
That's
they talking a
pretty
4-door
big.
sedan? Or
I don't
who
know.
talking?
Smart car. Ain't no
Right.
telling. So the area that Percy had been exploring all this time was the Jezero crater. I really like that name, Jezero. Let me find out when we start exploring the rest of the fucking galaxy. Other planets and cities and shit are gonna have way cooler names.
Oh, for sure. You already know.
Shit that's out of this world.
Intergalactic.
Right. So the Jezero crater was the host to a huge lake and river delta from billions of years ago.
This is what I was talking about earlier, how they already found evidence of rivers and lakes and shit on Mars.
Exactly. Specifically in the Jezero crater. Which is really cool. Like, I don't know. That's just so cool to know that shit actually exists.
Because it makes you
outside
like want
of
to picture
Earth.
it. Yeah, it makes you like want to picture it.
It's like,
Like,
damn,
huh,
okay,
what the hell
it's
could
not
that
just
look
us. Yeah. The main objective is for Percy to gather as much info on the Red Planet as possible, and this includes hunting for signs of ancient life on Mars. Y'all, I'm so excited for this.
It's crazy.
I'm excited.
But I definitely believe that in our lifetime, we'll get an answer.
I hope
Definitely
so.
get an answer.
I mean, that also depends on if we live long enough. Like, what if you were to just die tomorrow?
That is
You ain't
true.
gonna get no answers on shit.
That's true.
So as of now, Percy has collected and sealed 5 sample tubes, that's pretty impressive, honestly. But one of the tubes was empty because the first sample that the rover tried to collect back in August of 2021, they were like, it was drilling into the ground to get like fragments of this rock. But obviously, like, it's a robot, so it didn't understand that the density of the rock, it was very fragile, and so drilling the rock, it basically turned into dust. And when he put the little tube in there to pick up the rock samples as it was drilling, none of it got into the tube. Because it kind of just dissipated. Yeah. So they've got one empty tube.
Uh-oh, guys.
But hey,
Gotta try it again.
Yeah, but I mean, shit. Better than nothing. At least they got 4.
Yeah, at least you got something.
Exactly.
I like this intro topic a lot when we covered it.
Yeah.
I was really intrigued by it.
It was a fun one.
Oh, yeah. And it's coming from episode 16. So remember when we talked about women suing Google?
That was a great time.
Jesus. Google's been in hot water throughout the year anyway. They failed to persuade a judge to block the class action status of the lawsuit brought on by almost 11,000 women.
That's a lot of women.
Fuck yeah. Because
Coming together for your ass.
they
Google.
sick of being treated.
Like shit.
Yeah. They don't
Period,
get paid
point
the same.
blank.
They don't like that.
And it's not okay. And I'm glad that there were, I don't know, I'm just glad that women were able to come together to like do something this big. I feel like this is big,
Oh, it's
and
huge.
it wasn't
It's
talked
huge.
about at all this year.
It's fucking huge. Of course it wasn't talked about.
Nobody
This is
talked
Google
about
we're
this
talking
shit.
about. They don't.
I know, but like the shit on social media, when I think about it, like the shit that we see and that's popular and that we talk about,
It's all tailored.
None of that shit matters.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's all tailored to keep you distracted.
it is like this stupid shit, like YouTuber drama and like
Yeah.
just, I don't know, like stupid stuff. Keeping up with influencers, and we're gonna get into influencers later in the episode. Like, not the type that you think.
Right.
But I don't know. It's just a very odd world that we're living in, and just day by day, I start to come more into terms with what is this shit? Like, you know? And like at this point, I'm just like, maybe I'll never know what this
It's
shit
the
really
fucking
is.
Matrix, that's all.
But do it really matter?
Mm-mm.
Like, what if I don't need? Like, what if I don't need to know?
This shit don't matter. This shit do not matter.
Exactly. And I still firmly believe that this is a Matrix
Oh,
simulation.
it definitely is.
Gotta be.
It definitely is.
But yeah, this is just not the shit that you see on social media. This is not what's popular, what's trending.
It's because it's shit that could bring an entire company down, and companies don't want shit like that.
Hell
Think about it.
no.
Facebook's been in
Not
hot water.
Google. Ugh, Google?
Facebook, for example, has been in hot water since goddamn late 2016. But
I swear, that's why, we gonna talk about this later in the episode too, but that's why Mark Zuckerberg is on this new wave that he's talking about.
Oh, Mark.
He literally, like, terrifies me.
I ain't gonna cap though. Yeah, he is kind of scary looking. Kinda
He's
like
scary
Jackson
looking, scary acting. Yeah. He's just a scary individual. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd be scared to be his child. Ugh.
If he does he have kids?
I don't think so. I don't know. Let us know if Mr. Mark has kids.
Mr. Zuckerberg. The Zuck.
The Berg.
Right. The case seeks more than $600 million in damages, and by damages they mean like inequality in terms of like their pay and discrepancy and discrimination.
Damn, but okay, that's a lot of money. $600 million. Google got it.
They got it, bro.
But $600 million split between 11,000 women. How much money are they each getting? 600 mil in the grand scheme of things is a shit ton of money. But when you're splitting it between 11,000 women, they're only getting about 54,000 each. And then when you factor in lawyer fees and costs and all that extra shit, I mean, and taxes.
What you really getting?
They're getting a lot less than that.
What you really getting? There are 4 lead plaintiffs on the case that is expected to go to trial at some point in 2022. And upon reading further, they talked about...
The plaintiffs are women from the lawsuit, right?
Yeah, they're just 4 women.
4 of the 11,000?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I was trying to...
Who else would it be? Who else would it be?
I don't know, shit.
Well, they gonna put 4 niggas up there?
Maybe.
They gonna put 4 niggas up there. Further, I found out that they were talking at least by springtime, but it's up in the air.
About when they're going to take it to court or to trial?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, so we might have another update this coming spring. Who knows? I don't know. I'm very interested in how this whole Google lawsuit plays out. Just because, I don't know, we haven't really seen anything like this. Like women banding together.
Not in the forefront.
To get the justice that they deserve. Like the equality that they deserve in the workplace. In a corporate workplace at that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Very
it's pretty revolutionary. World. Yeah. So, those were all of our updates. Of course, we didn't update you guys on everything that we have talked about throughout the year, just because we'd be sitting here for a while. But those were just a couple of things that we thought we would shed some light on again.
For sure. Hope you
get back into.
Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. And check out the episodes if you haven't watched them.
Yes, once again, we talked about women suing Google on episode 16, the Perseverance mission on episode 2, John Benet Ramsey, episode 14, and Elon Musk and Starbase Texas, episode 3. But that brings us on to part 2 of today's episode. Will Tesla bot or not? And this segment, we're going to just have an open conversation, a little more laid back and chillax. It's not as researched as some of our other topics. So it's kind of just more about our opinions, and I'm excited for this. If you haven't heard about the Tesla bot, you should have, because we talked about it on one of our episodes.
How you talk with the wine glass, though?
Huh?
How you talk with the glass?
Because they need to know this is serious. We talked about this on one of our episodes. And if somebody could tell us what episode that was, we'll cash up you $25. Comment below.
We in there, Chris. $25.
And it has to be the right episode.
$25. Get it right.
We'll be checking. But the Tesla bot is also known as Optimus, and I don't think
Optimus
we talked
Prime?
about this. Right. Actually, I think we did mention this when we brought up the Tesla bot. That the name was Optimus. Because I think we made the same joke.
I don't know. You tell me.
Go find the Tesla bot and tell us so. But this Prosecco catching up to my ass. This shit good.
Is it?
Yeah. Let us know if you guys like Prosecco, if you've tried it. Obviously, if you're over 21 years old. But Yeah, I've never had this before. And
Yeah, no, it's pretty new to me too, and I like
really
it.
Good. And it catch up to you quick. Because I've only had this one glass. Let's get into this lovely conversation. So, just to start us off, Elon Musk has recently made a statement about his Tesla bots, claiming they can solve labor shortage. However, he doesn't have like a clear timeline of how this shit's gonna play out, but he knows it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
It's interesting. It's a very interesting statement because not only is it super possible, I mean, look at the fact that Amazon...
It's likely, too.
Yeah. Look at the fact that truck driving, for example, they're figuring out how to automate that. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Next, it's going to be factory jobs and warehouse jobs, fast food.
I would not be surprised at all. Yeah. And even with the fast food industry, take for instance, you don't really even have to go up to the cashier if you don't want to.
Nope, they have robots that take your order.
Yeah.
Now.
Earlier in the year, Musk had announced his plans for the Tesla bot, a humanoid AI, and it's so fucking weird looking.
It is weird, and we've got pictures of it, but we'll put them up again.
Yeah.
I think it's genderless, ageless. I was about to say raceless. I guess that counts. I mean, it doesn't have like a race or an ethnicity or anything like that, or a sexual orientation. It's literally just, I don't know, default. Well, it's fucking default.
From what it looks like, it's so the face is like a screen. It's
like robot.
Yeah, it's just a screen, and that's it.
Yeah, but it's cool looking.
But it's humanoid looking.
But it's scary. And honestly, how I feel about them like solving the labor shortage, I find that counterintuitive only because, yeah, you claim you want to solve this labor shortage by bringing robots into the mix, but what about all the homeless people and the unemployed people who are looking or begging for a job?
That's not their problem.
But robots is?
Mm-hmm.
They just add more problems.
Yep. But listen. It's like I've always said, the 1% don't give a shit about nothing but the 1%.
I know, but it's crazy though.
It's hard to like. I know that us being moral and ethically,
and I think it's scarier that he doesn't have a timeline of this, because when Elon Musk comes out with information, he is straight to the point, bold about it, confident, like he knows what he's talking about. But the fact that he doesn't have a clear timeline of this has me a little suspicious, because it's like, okay, either this shit's going to take place quicker than we think or later than we think, like later into the future. Man, it's scary either way, because it's probably still going to be in our lifetime. And I can just only imagine and think about all of the lost jobs.
Oh, there's definitely unemployment rates are gonna skyrocket.
How is that gonna work? How is that gonna make sense? How does economy and civilization flow? I don't understand.
They better figure it
out.
They'll figure it out. I mean, yeah, unemployment rates are definitely gonna flow. Like they're going to skyrocket through the roof. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be a very interesting future to see.
I feel like by 2025, shit gonna be real weird. Okay?
Oh,
real weird.
Most definitely.
So the T-Bot is being created for the sole purpose of completing general, repetitive, and mundane tasks.
Ensure all the shit you don't want to do.
Yes, but like...
You have to.
Most of the time, the shit we don't want to do is the shit that we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like doing dishes or doing laundry or grocery shopping. Like, that's shit that needs to be done. But yeah, you don't want to do it. I mean, it's a repetitive, general, mundane task. Like, fucking doing laundry every Sunday. Like, you can cut that out and use that laundry time for something you enjoy. Like, I feel like that's how they're gonna market things. But at the same time, you need that balance to appreciate the time that you do have to do the things that you love and enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just have all this extra allotted time, how is time valuable? And why does time even have... Well, yeah, but like, why does time even have a purpose or a meaning if there's an abundance of it at that point?
Like I said, you're taking it for granted.
We wouldn't have work schedule. We wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have that. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Yeah, it is weird. So, the Wall Street Journal recently asked Musk for an update, and he responded, "With the autopilot and full self-driving, I think that we are creating the most advanced practical AI for navigating the real world. And you can also think of Tesla as the world's biggest robot company or semi-sentient robot company. The car is like a robot on 4 wheels. We can probably take the same technology and put it in a humanoid robot and have that robot be useful.
So basically...
So this nigga want to be like the Jetsons, basically.
Yeah, but in shorter terms of him saying that, he's basically saying these T-bots are going to be Tesla cars, but in humanoid form. So it's able to do the things that Tesla cars can do, but humanly.
So
if that makes sense. Like how the Tesla self-drives. The AI would be able to walk itself around.
That's cute.
You get what I mean? Like, that type of stuff.
Or order car parts without your knowledge.
Exactly. Like, the AI could do a job, like he said, a repetitive, mundane task, and be able to pick up on when you do need something. Like, I don't know. Say, for example, they threw him in McDonald's, had him at the fry station. Okay, they know the fries are getting low, so they can throw in another bag. Like, they're able to gauge that type of thing. Based off of the weight of the fry basket. I don't know, some weird shit. Hey, let me patent that shit. I'm playing. But, that'd be cool. You can eliminate hiring a fry person. And it would save companies a lot of money, because you wouldn't have to pay people, and you don't have to worry about people calling in sick, life problems, like, exactly. But looking at that from a company standpoint, that shit does sound nice.
It's more efficient.
But looking at that from a human person living off of jobs standpoint, that sounds, yeah, that sounds very life altering.
Because, like, the way I think about it, like, if the world's taken over by, well, let's not say taken over, because people get scared. It's gonna be an AI takeover. But if the world is integrated with AI technology like they want it to be, what the fuck are all the humans gonna do? Like, what's gonna be the purpose?
What are we gonna do? Especially when we get into what we're gonna talk about later in the episode.
It's gonna be
crazy.
It's like I said. You remember that scene from WALL-E when he came across all those people and they were just sitting around with their headsets
in their fucking floaty wheelchairs and shit. Just literally didn't even walk around anymore.
That's where we're going.
Everybody was just floating on their jet, I don't know, fucking jet wheelers, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Jet wheelchairs. Sources say next year Elon will be working on a real prototype of these robots. So this year was all about the idea. It was all about the promise, the hope, what's the word I'm looking for? The grand gesture.
The lie.
Yes, exactly. The hoax. But next year is about substance. It's about abundance.
And
it's
fulfillment,
about,
you know?
Exactly. Fulfilling the promises that you're creating. Because Elon Musk talks a big game. And we love some Elon Musk. But that don't mean that we don't question him and we don't disagree with certain things.
Because let's not act like my nigga don't be flaking.
Because he's not perfect. He really do, yeah. So we'll see when we even get the T-bots. Because who knows? Mm-hmm. But that was part 1 and part 2 of episode 48. And with that being said, we're going to get into our sponsors.
Stay tuned.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free and it's easy to use.
There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast straight from your phone or computer, making it the best user experience around.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more, making it so you don't have to upload to each individual platform.
And the best thing about it, you can make money straight from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
So please, download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. And that's anchor.fm, spelled ANCHOR.FM.
So what are you doing? Download the free Anchor app now.
And we're back, guys.
Like a butt crack.
Ooh, what you got there?
We got bottle number 2. We're not going to show the brand or anything, but we got bottle number 2. And we're gonna pop this open and pop a bottle with you guys on camera for New Year's Eve.
Oh my gosh. Are you guys ready for this?
About to get it on and popping. Okay, so got this removed. Are y'all ready for the pop though? Are you ready for the pop?
I'm always ready.
Okay.
And a 3.
Oh, should we do a countdown? 5 seconds?
Let's go.
Okay.
And
5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, wait, should we shake it?
No, it's gonna make a mess.
1.
Woo! Happy New Year!
Oh!
Oh shit. Yeah.
Nice. Happy New Year's. Oh, shit.
Oh, Lord. I got a towel right here.
Oh, no. Okay, so now that we're back like a butt crack, y'all might have thought that was just it for the Tesla bot conversation.
But wait,
no, bitch.
There's more.
Some more about the bots. Just because I feel like when we talked about the Tesla bots, whenever we first talked about them, it was an intro topic or a dose of the most.
It was.
I don't remember us getting like too into detail about the bots themselves. I think we were just excited about the idea of the bots.
Mm-hmm.
So the T-bots will be designed to stand at 5 feet 8 inches.
Weighing in at 125 pounds.
Okay. Why you sound like
A fucking ring announcer.
No, you sound like Buddy Foul Flicks.
Shout out to Foul Flicks.
I swear to God. So the bot will be able to carry and lift up to 45 pounds and will travel at a rate of 5 miles per hour.
Okay, nigga.
That's fast,
Get around
man.
there. I mean,
Gonna be zooming down the street.
like a little moped.
Hell yeah.
The bots will have 5 fingers on each hand in order to do boring, repetitive, and dangerous tasks.
Yes, and I like how they mentioned dangerous because warehouse work, construction, just certain jobs are dangerous.
You're gonna break your fucking back.
Yeah, and I think it's good to implement these types of beings to pick up like heavy packages. For example, if you're working if you're working in a warehouse, but like not every package, if that makes sense. Like that way the humans and the AI can work amongst each other, but there's still opportunities for both, if that makes sense. So you're taking out the dangerous aspect of a job, giving it to a robot who's able to sustain that.
You're saving lives out here.
Leaving the moderate and manageable work for humans.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like is the goal of AI, is to make things not necessarily easier for us, but
simpler.
Yeah, I guess more simple, but also just more realistic for us to be able to do. And for 1, be happy with. For 2, live off of. For 3, be able to provide for our families, our loved ones, ourselves. I mean, that would be the ultimate goal, I would think.
Listen, it's like I keep saying. You know what? I'm not gonna get on this high horse. She's right. Let's just go.
Swear. So to build the bots, Tesla, aka TSLA.
That's the stock name.
Yes. Tesla will have a bunch of sensors, joints, actuators, and the company's self-driving technology, as well as AI. And this is all the components of the T-bots. So they're going to have tech, sensors, joints, and actuators, whatever that shit is. The driving technology that the Tesla cars have, and then just general AI intelligence, like artificial intelligence, pretty much. So
y'all ready for that? Because I'm
y'all
not.
ready for this? Shut the fuck up. Okay, go ahead.
On this episode of Deeper Than Most.
We getting drunk off Prosecco. I don't even know what Prosecco is. Is it wine? Like,
The eyes of the bots will be the same cameras used on the Tesla autopilot feature, which also, just a quick side note, y'all do know that autopilot feature costs like $10,000 if it's not already included?
Yes, and that autopilot feature does not mean you need to go to sleep or not pay attention
Wake
while
your
your car
ass
is
up.
driving.
Bro, get your ass up on
Because
the highway,
literally there
girl.
have been so many accidents, so many malfunctions, just so many things going wrong with this because people think that they're able to literally let their car drive itself.
Literally, bro, wake your ass
like
up
that,
on the
but it's
highway,
not.
bro. Stop doing that shit.
Yeah, so there have been a lot of accidents because of that. So if the T-Bots are going to be having the same cameras as their eyes that these Tesla cars have, I don't know how good they're going to actually be because these Tesla cameras aren't that great.
And just a little bit of advice, my man. If you feel like you got to go to sleep behind the wheel, you don't need to be going wherever the hell you going.
Honestly, take a bus.
And two,
if you ain't got public transport, ask a friend
literally,
or a family member.
Literally,
Or don't go because sometimes shit just ain't meant to be.
And I'm almost for certain that you should definitely wait until like at least the third batch of the bad boys come out, because if you get the first and second ones, you're gonna have some problems. Just like with all technology, you should definitely wait.
Like
a little
iPhone
bit.
updates.
See, that's a different story, but we ain't gonna do that right now.
Don't Tesla be asking for updates too? Damn, this shit's so damn good.
You Tesla drivers need to let me know about that, because I don't know. I don't have a Tesla. So
we only wish we could be driving into Tessie.
I don't know shit. I'm just a podcast host.
So the torso will contain the full self-driving computer that the Tesla cars have, aka giving it the ability to be mobile and to travel around, like say for example a warehouse or a facility or an office space or a school as a janitor. Who knows? I don't know where the fuck they gonna use this shit. Or on a plane to give you snacks. I don't know.
That's a great also,
that would be cool though.
That's a great point, because like where the fuck they gonna use all this shit? And like if they so my thing is,
and they'd be real hush hush about it.
Yeah, and my thing about it is, if you're gonna use it, like when, how, these are things that people need to know. Y'all just keep saying this shit gonna come out, and there's no like roadmap to where it's gonna go and how it's gonna get there, and you know all that.
But then again, like how can you really know?
True.
You know, like. I don't know. They can hope that shit will go good. They can hope that shit will move along quickly, but you don't truly know. You just don't.
I mean, it's just like every other plan. It never really goes according.
Hell no. No plan goes according to plan.
Right.
Plans are an illusion. Ooh, and we need to get into The Matrix because we watched The Matrix Resurrection and that shit was...
It was what it was, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it on our New Year episode.
I'm telling you,
our first
man.
episode of 2022.
Oh, you know, who knows? We might just drop a little tidbit. You know?
Or we might just drop a short stuff where we talk about it.
Exactly.
Before New Year's. Who knows? Well, before our new episode of next year. Because we're not dropping on New Year's.
Just be keeping up with the podcast to find out.
And we love y'all. And we love your support.
You,
and this is not just the Secco talking.
Keep loving and keep supporting. I say it on most episodes.
Pretty much every episode.
The bot should have capabilities of following routes, navigating traffic, and avoiding obstacles and people. But you know, it's going to run into a couple of motherfuckers.
Yeah, like we were just saying, those cameras are not as reliable as we think they are. This is still a new concept. We got some learning and growing to do. And why not do that in 2022? Ugh! Your bitch is appalling! Give me some man! Give me some man!
Look at you. That was smooth. Was it not smooth, guys? Of course
Snaps.
you wouldn't know, because you better be watching or listening.
Honestly. Turn them headphones up! Sorry. So the overall goal in mind with these developments is to have a future where life is bliss. So what Elon Musk's idea of bliss would be energy being cheap, abundant, and sustainable, people working in harmony with AI and eventually merging with them, and humans becoming an interplanetary species.
I mean...
Now, how do you feel about all that?
Listen. That's cute and all. That's great. But like...
little bow.
That's cool, but like, let's be honest. We already run out of natural resources. We still haven't figured out how to use a reliable energy source to make efficient.
And we thought the solar power was it, but that ain't
Honestly,
it.
it could be it if they would use it correctly. I feel like they're not using it to the best ability. But at that same point,
true.
you know, they're not putting money into it because they're too busy trying to take over the world. But that's not important.
Right.
In terms of people working with AI in harmony,
I don't think that's completely possible, though.
Yeah, no, it's a cool.
Humans can't even work in harmony with each other.
It's cool. It's cool, but like
the idea is nice.
Let's be honest here.
But it's not reality.
How far are we gonna get there? Huh? How far?
Okay, but think about it this way. How can you have humans, working in harmony with robots, electronics, and not having some type of prejudice, or I don't even know if it would be called racist at that point.
No.
Creationist?
It's
I don't know.
racist.
But machinist, I guess, but you know, like, we can't even solve racial problems in the US or even in the world. So how can we solve a whole nother quote unquote species? How are we able to accept and allow that in our society?
I'll put it like this.
Especially with such a judgmental society.
Race is already a hot fire. So you throwing AI in there, making it even
But would
bigger,
that cancel out racism?
It won't. Hell no. It's going to make it worse.
You think people are going to be compared to the AI?
It's going to be humans versus AI, and then it's going to turn.
I mean, is that really worse, though?
Is it better?
Yes, because people are finally able to overcome our differences.
Are they really?
That make us alike.
Are they?
Because then we'll finally understand, like, damn, no matter what color we are, what race we are, whatever, we are all the same. Because we're all human, and that motherfucker is a robot.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like in terms of race issues between humans, that's never gonna go away, regardless if we bring
if we bring AI into the mix.
Even if we bring it into the mix, there's still people that have.
I feel like say for example, what about if aliens were to come down and just change all this shit right here, right now?
That's different. That's
I feel like people would be like, all right, fuck the racist shit.
Different.
We all humans and they the aliens.
That's a little different because that's aliens. That's a whole nother thing, though.
I mean, but so is AI.
I mean, yeah,
you could look at AI as aliens or a whole nother it's an intelligent species.
It is.
So it's still alien to us.
It is, but it's not going to cancel out the way that people think about other races. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, why would aliens?
I mean, true. Why would aliens?
It would just be categorized probably either at the top or the bottom of the scale.
Yeah, it's still going to be racism regardless. That's the thing here.
It's not going to alienism.
It's not going to go away. It's still racism. Because it's alien race as opposed to...
Okay, so what's the human one? Or the AI one, though? You said... What was it? Machinism or something?
I said machinist.
So what's the difference? Why can't alien be alienist?
I mean, it would still be racist. Like, it's still race. Like, it's still going to be race regardless.
But it's not a race. It's alien.
It isn't. Well, actually,
what if they don't have a race?
Because it's alien. Well, it's still going to be categorized as race.
So why isn't AI categorized as race?
I'm not saying it's not.
But you did, because you called it
machinist. I said machinist. Okay, that's like saying agent.
That's saying that it's in its own category and not categorized in race like aliens.
I mean, why would it not be categorized in its own category?
Why would it not be categorized in race? It's still the AI race.
I mean, yeah.
Artificial intelligent race, alien race, human race. It's different. Mm-hmm. It's different, but it's all a race of life.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. We getting hella deep. We getting deeper than most on this motherfucker. Cause that's just, I don't know. Tell us what you guys think.
It's a gray area.
It is.
It's a super gray area. Because I mean, you're not wrong at all. Like, I'm not even gonna disagree.
I mean, neither are you. Though.
Yeah, I'm not even disagreeing. But like, it's a super gray area because like, what would it be?
Yeah, I think we would just have to live it and see.
Yeah, you know? I'm scared, bro.
And with humans merging with AI, that scares me
so
a lot.
Honestly, that's already a thing.
I know. I mean, even with our phones, we're connected to AI all the time.
Literally, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Bro, it's so scary.
It is.
The fact that we're practically cyborgs at this point.
Not yet, but we're on the road.
We're pretty close there. I've seen
almost
a couple of cases.
I mean, like the one Dose of the Most that we did about the guy who had the robotic arm or the robotic heart or something, or
Prosthetics.
kidney. Yeah, and it was robotic. That makes sense. But
I mean,
as
yeah.
far as the rest of us, nah, we chilling.
But like, no, like literally though, there have been testings about like having certain implants and shit that could enhance certain things.
But we aren't. Like, you're not walking around with an implant right now.
I mean, of course, because I don't got no fucking money.
So you would just because you got money?
I mean, if I had the money and if it was a possibility, then
I mean,
if
for
it
what?
actually
Jax.
if it actually did me a service and
I feel
actually, then yeah.
So, also, I want to know how you feel about humans becoming interplanetary species. So, not just humans, apex predator on Earth.
We're not.
No, like interplanetary, we're just a species of many. How do you feel about that?
We're gonna be on the bottom of the scale.
Definitely.
That's
I mean,
one.
we already at the bottom of the...
No.
We got to do a full Cartesian scale.
No, we really are
episode.
gonna be like at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, we're already at the bottom. Besides, like, bacterial life.
I mean, even them niggas kind of. But
Yeah.
because
Photosynthesis and shit, we can't even do that.
Bitch, but that's a whole different deal. Honestly, I feel like that would be a amazing step for us. Because I feel like in terms of other intelligent beings, they've already reached that point, and we're just like around. We're around the bend, so we haven't gotten there. So it'd be a huge step for us. So I would be excited about that. But we also have to be very careful.
Yeah, definitely.
Because at that point, then it becomes, nigga, we can destroy your whole planet, not just go in the war.
Like I said, War of the Worlds a couple of episodes ago.
War of the Galaxies, bro.
Okay, anyway.
Whatever.
There's different worlds and different galaxies at work.
Whatever, bro.
Anyways, with the interplanetary species, I feel like... I don't know. I feel like it's just scary to think about, like, it's not just gonna be us. Because with them bringing interplanetary species into the mix, that means that there's other things out there. And, like, by all means, I want aliens to be real. But that doesn't take away the fear factor of the situation.
The fear of the unknown is man's greatest fear.
Because what if they aren't good?
Yeah, the fear of the unknown is man's greatest fear. Yeah. So let's keep it realistic here. If we were to come in contact with aliens right now as a regular civilian, we would freak the fuck out. We would freak the fuck out. No. That's why they didn't want to tell us.
Exactly.
This Matrix is crazy.
Exactly. I love how that sounds. I'm sorry. Should we just kill the rest of the bottle?
Might as well. They should have.
Oh. Part 3.
We have come to the point where PlayStation Home is going to be integrated in our daily lives.
So I want to know about this whole Metaverse situation. And we're going to have a little conversation about it because this is kind of just the forefront of everything right now. The Metaverse is kind of in our faces on YouTube, Google, social media in general. Like, this whole Metaverse theory and idea has been on the forefront. Like, I've been seeing it everywhere. Have you?
I know I keep making the joke about it being related to the PlayStation Home. I don't know how many of you guys are actually gamers, but if you remember on the PlayStation 3, they had an option to go to your PlayStation Home, and it was basically a virtual world where you could spend your virtual money and
like Sims.
Basically, yeah, it's essentially the
but
same
you thing. Instead of like a Sim.
Like you create your avatar and you spend your money on certain things in the world and you do things in the world and it becomes
with other gamers.
But Metaverse
right?
is
okay.
But Metaverse is that
but
ramped up to 5,000 because not only are you going to be doing it with your avatar, it's going to be with other people's avatar in the real world where you're going to actually spend like virtual money to do real things. You're going to be able to see concerts. You're going to be able to do all different types of things. So, and it's all going to translate supposedly to the real world.
I don't like that.
And so it's a very interesting, very worrying concept in my opinion because like at that point, what life? Like,
what is real? How do you distinguish real life from fake life?
There are a couple of concerns that I have in terms of privacy, and if you commit a crime in this world, does it translate to the real world? And shit like that. So, yeah, that's the metaverse, you know?
That sounds just so scary.
It does sound scary, but if you think about...
How are you going to be able... Honestly, I feel like, especially with the way gamers be these days, I feel like it's going to get to the point where people are not going to be able to distinguish the real world from the meta world. Like, I just don't...
Think about it. Think about it like this. They've been introducing it to us in small doses. They've been planning shit like this for a long time.
With VR
so
gaming.
Think about it like this. So, first we got VR.
Right.
You get your Oculus or your whatever.
And AR.
Your cheap ass little headset and whatever. You can see around. Whatever.
But that shit was cool though.
And then you get your augmented reality, which is a little bit deeper inside the matrix. And you get your environmental feeling and your haptics and all
where
that
you're
stuff.
in the world as opposed to looking at the world.
The next thing you know, you just get a completely virtual experience, which is where we're...
God, like, honestly, how would you be able to tell the difference? I feel like it would get to the point to where the metaverse becomes so big and just so prominent in, like, our society that people just end up not even caring about being present in the real world, if that makes sense.
They already...
Because they would be so present in this metaverse. Because think about it. Think about how tuned in we are to social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all these things. And
it's an addiction
and that's just social media, like on our phone. Imagine if we could be in the shit.
It's an addiction for sure.
That's crazy.
It's like any regular old addiction. And
yeah,
the powers that be, when they created this stuff, they knew that it would become like this.
Yeah.
So that's how you get your influences.
But did they care? Hell no.
That's how you get your influences, your suggestions, your tailored everything to what you like and what you think you like and what you want to like.
They collecting data, y'all.
It's very interesting and very scary because the human mind has been manipulated.
Compromised.
Yeah, manipulated, hacked, if you could even say that.
We're getting there, honestly. And to merge into another sector that we wanted to bring up on the podcast is AI influencers and just AI being a part of every aspect of our lives, whether that be grocery shopping, teaching our children, whether that be political campaigns, whether that be on social media, whether that be a celebrity. Like, the possibilities are endless for AI, just like they were for us. And so I want us to have this conversation, us to merge into this conversation of AI influencing and the alter ego conversation, because we be watching The Voice in our free time. This is the voice. And we recently started watching this show called Alter Ego, which is another singing competition. It's another reality show, but it's different because the contestants that are on Alter Ego are not themselves. They're AI characters.
And if you could
And this shit is just so weird.
You could be anything, you know what I'm saying?
And like when we watch that show, we're always talking shit because we watch The Voice right now with Ariana Grande on it, like we're catching up. And we watch The Voice and then we'll like watch Alter Ego. And just the comparison of the two, it's drastically different, especially based on the judging. In The Voice, they judge on your voice, they judge on your stage presence, they judge on your personality.
Very human things.
Yes. And on Alter Ego, they're judging on your avatar, their style, their outfit, whatever presence they bring to the stage. Not you, but your AI character. Your avatar. And I don't know, it's just it's weird because when they present it on Alter Ego, it comes off as, I'm just this stay-at-home dude at 25 living at my mom's house, and I'm able to be on Alter Ego and be whatever pop star I want and make this avatar with a hot bod and this, that, and the third. But in reality, that's nothing like you, and you probably wouldn't have these opportunities without this technology advancement.
The way I look at it is, as humans, I say via the early 90s up until this point, we've created this world where we have to put on another mask. Not only do we mask ourselves in front of other people, in front of our families, but now we mask ourselves on the internet and
in front of the world.
Yeah, in the public eye. So I would say that a lot of us right now, we have a bunch of different personalities that we honestly sometimes lose track of. And with things like social media, it's very easy. It's a very gray, very thin line to
lose yourself.
Yeah, to being yourself and your actual identity. So when it comes to the world getting closer to alter ego-esque nuances, you have to think about it like this: who are you gonna be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, not only who are you gonna be, but like, will that take the place of who you actually are?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
just like TV personality.
Yeah.
Like,
so everybody,
you're not who you are on TV, probably, if you've ever been on TV.
Everybody's
you put on a face, you put on a show, you put on what the audience wants, and that might not necessarily be you at the core. So it's similar to that, but involving technology. It's not only your presence that changes, but your appearance that changes as well.
Exactly.
You have endless possibilities.
Exactly. And the weirdest thing to me is the fact that we can figure out, like, we don't understand our mind, but we understand how to manipulate it in ways that it should be manipulated. You know what I'm saying? And that's scary as fuck. And it's so scary because the powers that be, they know that. They know we don't understand the human brain.
Oh, yeah.
So and
they don't even understand it, really,
and
truly.
they know that the best way to manipulate people is by getting them to conform. And conformity is the weirdest thing because let's take it like this.
Don't conform to the patriarchy.
I remember... she's not wrong. Don't conform to the patriarchy because the white man is crazy. But I remember watching a video a while back. I think I was in high school. They did a social experiment on conformity, and there were 5 people, and they all had to pick a color. They had to pick a color. Oh, actually, no, they had to give their viewpoint on something, right? And so in this room, they had the 5 people, and they each gave their viewpoint. So they waited. They introduced another person. They
had like a new viewpoint.
Yeah, they introduced another person, and they let them listen to everybody else's viewpoint just to see what they would say afterwards. And they ended up just agreeing with everybody else as opposed to having their own viewpoint.
Oh, like agreeing with bits and pieces of what everybody else had said without coming up with their own viewpoint and conclusion.
Right, and if that's
interesting, it's like yawning.
And even if that's not a clear enough example, I'll do it like this. Say there are 4 people sitting in a lobby, right?
The 5th person that comes in probably not going to stand in the corner. They're going to sit down in the lobby.
Okay, let's do it. Let's make it a little more complex. Say there are 4 people sitting in a lobby, and every time a bell rings, they have to stand up, right? Mm-hmm. So say that's been going on for the past 4 people. You enter another person. They don't know the rules. They don't know.
Right. But they see it.
Yeah, they go in and they sit down, and they don't know that when the bell rings that they have to stand up. So when the bell rings the first time, they don't stand up because they're like, oh, well, why is everybody standing up? I don't know what's going on. So it happens a couple more times, and then they eventually stand up. Yeah, they eventually stand up. Because,
that's a good example.
Yeah.
Because eventually you just give in. And honestly, I found myself in many situations, especially when it comes down to, I don't know, like finding a new job and you're training with multiple people. Like, nobody knows what the fuck is going on, but y'all are all following each other. If they say go to break and come back in 10 minutes, like during your orientation, you gonna go to break and go back when you see other people going back in. You might not even count the 10 minutes that you were on break, but when you see those same people that you were in class and orientation with filtering back inside the facility, you're gonna just subconsciously go, oh, it must be the 10 minutes. I need to go back if everybody else is.
Exactly.
Like,
and so,
you know, it's just like, oh, it's like a school of fish. Like,
I guess in sociology, like, you could chalk that up to being the theory of normalcy. When something is done and repeated by other people and you
feel
conform, and you know, you end up conforming, then it becomes normal.
Right.
And that's everybody's normal for the time, unless...
And people are comfortable with normal.
Until one of you decides, oh, I don't want to stand up when the bell rings. I'll just sit down instead and see how that goes. So, yeah.
Then that causes confusion, because then the sixth person walk in and they like, damn, this one motherfucker sitting down and everybody else standing up.
Exactly.
What do I do?
Exactly. See, and this is what has been totally eliminated from our society. The ability to think for
Free
yourself.
will.
The ability to think and form your own opinions is non-existent.
Especially with social media.
Yeah.
Think
and
about the idea of followers itself. Like, you're following a trend, you're following a lifestyle, you're following a person.
Or an AI.
Yes, exactly. And we can transition into that now. But you're following these moguls who you don't know anything about, but because they're doing something and they're getting love and praise for it, you feel like you should do it too. They buy a designer bag. Even though you can afford it, you buy a designer bag.
Let's keep it a buck, man.
You know, it's very toxic. And it's very captivating how easily we just fall into this trap of like, somebody else has it, I gotta have it too. Somebody else is doing it, I need to do that.
I think
somebody else has a voice, I need to have a voice.
The best way I can sum it up, honestly, and this is from personal observation, social media is a great tool. By all means, it is a wonderful tool if it's used right. But most of the times it's used to manipulate and show off and glorify all the things that we think we want in life. But once we get, we don't really want it. You know, it's not real happiness. Happiness is.
But how do you define happiness?
Well, see, and that's the thing. That's what social media does. That's why it's so manipulative.
But none of it's real, though.
That's the thing. It gives you your illusion. It gives
people
you
live
your
one
idea.
life on social media, and that's not the life they're truly living.
Exactly, but that's the life they want to live. So
they lead people on to think like, "Wow, I'm living such a great life."
Exactly.
And the whole time they're living in the slums.
It's a constant loop of wanting things that you never really can have.
Yeah.
Because
living outside our means. That's what this society is really big on. This generation.
That's the American
living
dream.
outside our means is like really what's holding us back.
Yeah, that's the American dream. Think about
because we're always trying to compete and compare. Exactly. And we're always trying to have, especially with fast fashion, that's a whole nother thing. Fast fashion and just all this stuff and trends, like we're constantly trying to keep up and find the newest bit.
Little side note.
But like that's not how humanity is designed. That's not what we're created for. And so it's hard to attain because it's not what our actual reality should have been, but it is now. So we got to just make it work the way we can.
We're full of addictive personalities. We're full of false claims and lies. We're full of wanting
bad
things,
habits.
Super bad habits.
Generational curses.
Wanting things we'll never get.
Cheers.
It's tough. You know?
There's a lot of shit.
It's a tough world we live in because we're constantly influenced by you know the higher ups, and we don't even realize it until it's too late. So
let's speak about the higher ups and influencers. How do you feel about AI influencing? Because this has been a big thing on the market lately. What was her name? What's that girl's name? Lil Michaela on Instagram. We gonna put pictures of her all throughout.
You've probably seen her.
She is a very prominent social media figure these days. There's a whole bunch of other ones as well, but she is AI. And there are a whole bunch of other AI influencers who are out in the field now. And a lot of people are following these influencers and don't even know it. And it's kind of terrifying to think about. And it's interesting
In fact, 42%
to have the idea that influencers could no longer be a job or a thing because AI can do it.
And I'm not
brands wanting to work with AI because they don't have to pay AI to wear their clothes, to promote their brand. Yep. AI is willing and able and capable of doing much more than a human can on a human budget. AI has no limits. So
honestly, I'm not surprised.
The influencer limits are fucking grand.
I'm not surprised.
No limit.
Think about it. Think about it like this. the way that trends are, they're expendable. So one trend could be this cool shit this one week, and then the next week it's something else.
Right.
Same thing with influencers.
Yeah.
So one influencer's popular this week, then next week it's someone else.
But these AI influencers have been popular for years.
And that's the thing.
And that's what's scary about it. I mean,
what I'm
still have
saying.
real influencers.
That's what I'm saying, though.
But
Think about it.
that's weird to compare the two and say they've both been popular for all these years.
Exactly. Think about it like
Humans
this,
and computers.
It's weird. It's like I said, manipulation is a scary thing. Like think about the deep fakes. Think about
And a lot of people don't even know that they're following AI influencers because they look so real.
42% of Gen Z and millennials have been following influencers that are AI, and they didn't even know.
Yeah, because they look so damn real, y'all. Like they really look like humans. Like it's better than Sims. Put it that way.
Better than Sims, huh?
Yeah, 'cause Sims is pretty realistic, but like, nah. It's way more than that.
It ain't that.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. Like how we mentioned Neon, AI
I don't know.
earlier in the year.
Actually, guys, tell us what episode we mentioned.
So
that
apparently,
shit
I
on.
think Neon Life deleted their website. I don't think it's a website anymore. 'Cause
Wow.
we've been trying to find it so we can add it.
Remember, I told you we
It's
were having
nowhere.
this whole
It's nowhere.
fucking debate about it's
And
called
there was a
Neon.
Reddit post about it. It's nowhere.
See?
Yeah.
It
So it's
probably
not just
flopped.
us.
It probably flopped.
Yeah.
Usually when stuff like that happens, it either flopped or they just didn't have enough
They
money.
they fucking talked about it too soon. Okay, so anything else about the alter ego conversation or AI influencing? Any more opinions or things you want to add?
In terms of AI influence, man, honestly, fuck it, man. Like,
I'm scared.
it is what it
I'm
is.
scared. That's why y'all gotta support Deeper Than Most because AI can't do it like us. AI ain't us,
I mean,
bitch.
I'll put it like this: when the world ends, we're the podcast you're gonna be listening to.
Yeah. Oh, on top of the podcast that you're gonna be listening to, let us know if you guys want us to do like an in-depth analysis on Insecure. Because we
also,
watched
guys,
all 5 seasons, season finale, and we have a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings. Yeah, we got a lot of feelings towards this show, and it was just so amazing. Shout out to Issa Rae. She really paved the way for a lot of people. She's done some groundbreaking things in the industry.
Excellence. Black woman excellence.
Yes, and I mean, she's just out here doing amazing things, like pure point blank. So yeah, I feel like it would be fun for us to do an Insecure episode. That would be really, really fun, where we just cover each season, say our thoughts on each season, the season finale, because I got my thoughts about that finale. But the show overall was amazing, and
It was a great show.
I feel like for our Black audience, that would be great to talk about because it's a great show for Black people to indulge in.
It shows how normal Black people can be.
Yes, and the way Issa Rae writes Black men is different than
It's super different.
anything I've ever seen.
And you'll have to tune into that episode to see like how I feel about.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it. Whether they
because-
request it or not, we're gonna do an Insecure episode. Period, point blank. So that's it on alter egos and AI influencing. AI is taking over, y'all. Ooh. AI is taking over y'all, and I know AI is taking over, y'all, and I'm just not ready. I'm not ready.
I've come to terms with it because
I mean, you can, but like, how much can you?
I mean, yeah, but like, what are you gonna do?
You gonna be coming to terms with it when your microwave beat your ass?
It just got to beat my ass. We got the
We're
box.
not cleaning it every
We gonna have
week?
to box in that bitch because like, what can I do?
When your washer beat your ass for leaving clothes in
We
it?
gonna have to box in that bitch because what
Shit.
can I do? You should have did no job and took them out and put them in the dryer.
I swear. But now we're going to get into something really, really fun. I've been excited about this the whole episode. We are about to do a conspiracy quiz.
Oh my god!
And see how well we know our conspiracy things.
I don't know shit. I'm just a podcast.
After a year of podcasting and doing what we love. So we have a quiz that we're about to do right now. It's a conspiracy quiz. And we're going to test our knowledge on debunked conspiracy theories.
For sure, man.
And if you want to take this quiz, You can take it at www.science.howstuffworks.com and take the quiz.
Take the quiz. Let us know what you made of.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, so we're about to do this quiz, and I guess we can go back and forth reading the questions and give our answers, as we're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready for this quiz?
I'm never ready for anything, but let's do it.
You're right. Cheers. All right. So, we're about to test our conspiracy theory knowledge. I think I'm a big conspiracy theorist, but I don't know.
I mean, I be saying controversial shit on this podcast all the time. Y'all let me know.
Always. We always do. So, question number 1 is, beware. Those streams of vapor behind airplanes, known as contrails, are sometimes referred to as blank by conspiracy theorists. And obviously chemtrails.
All right. What else would it be?
The other options were coattails and chemical airstream. Hell no.
I mean, that's funny.
But yeah, definitely chemtrails for sure.
Question number 2. Why do some observers believe that the Twin Towers were rigged with explosives and were blown up as part of a massive conspiracy on September 11th, 2001?
Ooh.
So what you think?
I think it's the first answer, which is top level Bush administrators exchanged emails about the buildings being rigged for demolition 3 weeks before the attack.
I mean, we all say Bush did it.
Ooh, that ain't it. Ew, it's the fact that they all fell at once.
Oh shit!
But they didn't. But they didn't though.
Yeah. Nah.
Like one tower fell and then the other tower fell.
Yeah, they kind of just fell.
I mean, yeah, they technically all fell at once, but like they did.
There was some time between the two.
Damn, I guess I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Okay, let's continue. So, question number 3 is, some people believe that the area beneath Denver International Airport is home to what exactly?
Ooh.
And definitely a neo-Nazi group.
Oh,
what do you think?
Definitely the headquarters of the New World Order.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's see who's right. Oh, shit, you were right. Damn, cheers.
Because where the fuck they gonna meet at? And if Colorado ain't a beautiful place to meet, then I don't know what you're doing. But there's also...
And the airport, though?
There's also Bohemian Grove, but that's a whole different story. That's a whole.
We said we were going to do an episode on that. We need to.
Yeah.
Keep your ears and eyes out for that. We will be doing that eventually.
Ooh. Question number 4. Gangsta rap was devised by corporate executives for what reason, according to some folks? Ooh, damn, this is great.
Oh, I think it's C.
Oh, this is
to boost
definitely
the profit
great.
margins of drug cartels, right?
Oh, it's definitely that.
What do you think? You think so too?
C. Yeah.
No, it's to help keep private prisons full. That makes sense, though.
It definitely makes sense because niggas start doing nigga shit when
you
start hearing other niggas talk
pretty
about
much.
nigga shit.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, question number 5. Why do some people believe that the NASA moon landings were faked?
You know what? It's funny because, like, I feel like even though we're getting these answers wrong and we know the real answer,
these are some good answers.
These are some good ass answers.
So I'm like, damn, was it this or that?
Mm-hmm.
I know what it is for this one though.
Oh yeah.
So the question once again is, why do some people believe that the NASA moon landings were fake? And I know why. It's because the American flag in the video is flapping in what is supposedly an airless lunar environment. But they tried to debunk this myth by saying they had like a miniature pole at the top of the flag to make the flag like expand, you know, so it's not just like bunched up.
You know how niggas, when you catch somebody lying, they try to explain it and add all these extra ass details.
Pretty much.
Stop doing it.
Yeah. But that's basically what their excuse was. There was an extra rod on the top of the flag as opposed to just like the pole with the side of the flag. And that's what was making it like flap, I guess you could say. But once again, like that shit was moving. It looked like that shit was blowing in the wind.
That shit was.
It seemed like they had AC in the warehouse or something. And yes, I was right. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Sorry, let me shut up. Go ahead.
So, question number 6. There's a rumor that all humans are essentially enslaved by reptilian overlords. Where did this originate?
I think it's B. It's unclear,
Oh, yeah.
but everyone knows it's
For
a
sure.
fact.
For sure. Definitely B.
What does an English soccer player got to do with anything?
Nigga,
What? Wait, is this really the truth?
Is this the answer? I did not know this.
So apparently we got it wrong. And the real answer is with a retired English soccer player.
Named David Icke.
In 1990, retired English soccer player David Icke, I think it's Icke, visited a psychic, and the rest is twisted history. He became a one-man conspiracy machine, spouting stories about reptilian beings that were controlling Earth and its inhabitants. His sports fame helped give the ideas traction and still makes a fortune weaving his fantastic tales.
Sound like bullshit, but
I ain't never heard of that before.
I ain't never heard that
thought
shit
it
either.
was just like we
I
all
thought
believe
we
this
just
shit,
knew.
and that's just
because when I first
That's
started
what it
getting
is.
into this whole conspiracy world, it was just out there.
it was just like the government's reptilians. Peace.
Literally,
That was it. Like, there was no details of, like, I think this because of that. No, it was literally, like, Donald Trump is a reptile.
like,
And
all
so
of
Joe
mu-
Biden
all of the
and
music
Obama.
industry is
Like, that's what it
reptilian.
was. Yeah.
I mean, we ain't dropping hints, but if y'all know, then y'all know.
Exactly. So, question number 7. A 2000...
Whoa, shit.
A tooth... Okay. Question number 7. A 2014 study found that half of the world's population had never heard of the Holocaust. I ain't never heard of this. I know I'm about to get this shit wrong.
I mean, I'm
Wait,
not.
let me finish the question. And 1/3 of those who didn't believe in it.
Didn't believe it happened.
Huh?
They didn't believe.
Why they worded it like that?
1/3 of those who didn't
Oh,
believe it
okay.
happened. They
And
forgot the comment.
okay. And 1/3 of okay. 1/3 of those who didn't believe it happened. What was their explanation? And I've never heard of this conspiracy theory before.
Ooh, so I'm
So I
gonna
don't know how I
say
feel.
B.
What is it? Read it.
I'm gonna say B. President Truman invented the Holocaust as a pretext for the Manhattan Project, which developed atomic weapons. Ooh,
You're
wow.
probably right, for sure.
Wow.
No. So the actual answer is the Holocaust was created as a political ploy to confuse and mislead people. I didn't know this. Hold on, let me put my drink down.
You know, honestly.
Wow, let me
I'm not
read this real
surprised.
quick. In 2014, the Anti-Defamation League
There was a leak for that.
Right. Released a study showing that half of the respondents had never heard of the Holocaust, the systematic murder of Jews and other people during World War II. Of the half who had heard of the murders, 1/3 believed that the Holocaust was a fiction. Wow. Like, I can't even read this. Was a fiction invented to further political gains of the mid-20th century. That is insane.
I mean, I get it. Though.
How do you think that shit's fake?
I get it.
How do you
I don't understand. Like,
How do you get it though? How do you come up with that shit?
How you would think it's fake? But
That's like slavery. That's like saying, "Oh, I think slavery is fake."
I mean,
black people would look at you in your
niggas
face and
didn't
be
know.
like, "Really?"
I mean, they didn't know that it existed until like
Man, fuck
the
that.
60s.
Fuck that bullshit.
They didn't know that slavery
That
existed.
shit has
They did not
carried
know
on.
that slavery existed.
Ancestors have carried
They
that
didn't
shit
know that
on
that
and
shit
taught their
existed, bro.
children.
They did not know
So
that
you really
slavery
think
existed.
slaves that had
Bro.
children
Bro.
that had free kids just
Bro.
taught their kids
They
that
did-
slavery ain't a thing?
They did not know.
Your mama ain't been through nothing.
No, I ain't talking about them. I'm saying like
Oh.
up until that point, like people did not know that slavery was like niggas didn't know.
I just feel like that's insane.
That is crazy.
That
though.
whole statement
That
is
is
insane.
crazy as fuck though. But I'm not
It
surprised.
is.
I'm not surprised. If it was a political
Yeah.
ploy, I'm not surprised.
I mean, yeah.
But
I mean,
it
just
definitely
like
happened.
slavery.
No.
Yeah,
It definitely happened.
that's true.
Oh, guys. I don't know what's going on, but maybe we're not conspiracy theorists. Maybe we just.
I know. Maybe we just podcast hosts. We don't know shit.
It rings
We're
true.
gonna make that into some merch. Just wait.
Question number 8. Where did the belief that modern vaccines cause autism come from? Nigga, me.
I ain't never heard
A
that.
research study. No, remember I had this whole conversation with you about this.
Really?
Yeah. And honestly, a 1997 research study originally published in prestigious medical journal.
I think it was a well-respected Facebook page filled with many anecdotal links about vaccines and autism, because that sounds like the shit that people would believe in today's society.
For sure.
Oh, you were right.
Definitely be.
Okay.
In 1997, Andrew Wakefield, a British surgeon, published a study suggesting that the measles, mumps, rubella, or MMR vaccine sparked autism in English kids.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I remember going through a whole rabbit hole about this shit.
That makes me scared about vaccines.
I mean, they are scary. But turned out, the study was rife with errors and financial conflicts of interest, and it was retracted by Lancet. Meanwhile, real science has found plenty of evidence that variables for autism often take hold in human physiology long before vaccines are introduced. They're lying.
So what does that mean? Because I'm lost. This Prosecco got my ass.
So basically they said that he was fucking tripping, and that if someone does have autism, it's related to
something besides the vaccine.
It's not related to the vaccine. It's related to genes or like other factors.
I don't believe it, because why the fuck people have been questioning vaccines since the beginning of vaccines?
But I mean, I feel like this. So since Big Pharma even became a thing, and since we've had wars, we've been experimenting on people, and that means that there are definitely studies out there that have evidence of certain things being what they are. Yeah. So you can't just say that, oh, he was lying, you know. Right. It was just because of financial conflicts. We've done experiments on people, and they've come back.
That we shouldn't be doing, honestly. Yeah. But, you know.
But how do you find out the shit that you find out if you don't do experiments, I guess?
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so my question for you is, if you had children right now in today's day and age...
Ooh, controversial question.
Would you... Okay, for one, would you vaccinate your child for whatever that is? For the measles, mumps, and rubella?
Honestly, yes, you have to. You have to.
Okay, now would you vaccinate your child for schmovid?
For the vid? Honestly, I feel like by the time that happens, by the time I get around to having kids...
No, I'm talking about if you were to have a kid right now.
If I were to have a kid now?
While this shit's brand new.
Fuck no.
You wouldn't have vaccinated your child?
Nah. And that's just, my personal opinion. Because
and I feel like, please be respectful in the comments, y'all. Everybody has their own opinions on this. Especially when it comes down to the children, because you just don't know how to affect them.
I feel like a lot of people don't understand what a vaccine really is.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that vaccines carry the virus.
I'm going to give you a brief, a brief explanation of what a vaccine is. So a vaccine is essentially a little tidbit of the virus. Yeah. And it's designed to help your white blood cells fight off the virus. So
in a regulated environment.
And it's like the old saying goes, anything is good in moderation. So if you introduce a small amount of something into your bloodstream is going to take it as normal and do with it what it has to.
What it's taught to do, what it knows to do.
If you overindulge, for instance, I have too much sugar, my stomach's going to hurt, right? Yeah. So that's the same thing. If you overindulge into something, you're going to get infected, right? So don't be dumb. Just do your research, please.
On everything. So question number 9 is, during the 2016 presidential election cycle, what sparked a belief that a potential human trafficking ring operated out of Washington, D.C. pizza restaurant took place?
Definitely leaked messages from presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's email account.
I agree.
There was a whole thing about that.
Yeah. I agree. And that's when, the election was going on. I was like, everybody was on Hillary.
Oh, my fucking God.
No way. We're wrong.
A tweet. A fucking tweet.
We're wrong. It was all over a tweet, y'all. A white supremacist tweet at that.
Can we really take the niggas Credible?
Wow.
Really?
I don't know. So in 2016, a white supremacist Twitter account spouted blatantly false information about a human trafficking ring involving Hillary Clinton that originated from a pizza parlor in Washington, D.C. About a month later, a deranged man showed up with a gun to investigate the problem, blasting holes into the restaurant's interior. Authorities quickly disproved the conspiracy.
And y'all think POC are the problem?
That's crazy. I don't have no comments on that. Besides, white supremacy is just
It's like I said. Y'all think POC is
what
the
it shouldn't be, honestly.
Y'all think POC is the problem.
And it ain't us. I swear to God, we be chilling, minding our business.
When the
Like
fuck?
honestly. Okay, go ahead.
Oh wow.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, you gotta ask it. Go ahead.
So, question number 10. What was the
And this is the last question.
proof that Nirvana's lead singer, Kurt Cobain, died as a result of murder and not suicide?
Ooh.
What's your answer?
A.
Yeah.
Which is the handwriting at the very end of his suicide note was different than the penmanship that appeared at the beginning of the letter. And honestly, that could happen if somebody is pretending to use somebody else's penmanship. And over time, like, you're going to go back to your rightful penmanship. And so you can only keep it up as much as you're thinking about it. Like, okay, I got to think, how did they draw their S? How did they draw their A? How did they draw their P?
The study of penmanship is super interesting.
Yes, because everybody literally writes differently. And so,
even if you think
even
you
if it's the
don't, like,
littlest thing.
Yeah, like the smallest details.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I write my D's and F's a certain way. And like someone else could, like, they could replicate it, but it's not the same.
Exactly. So I definitely think it's A.
You know, yeah. Although everybody definitely speculated that Courtney was the problem, but
It wasn't his wife. I don't think it was his wife.
For sure.
And we're right. So the handwriting at the end of his suicide note was different than the penmanship that appeared at the beginning. That appeared at the beginning of the letter. High on heroin, Cobain ended his life with a gun, quote unquote. But not before he scrawled a page-long suicide note, one that ended with childlike pen strokes. Forensic investigators concluded that the writing was in fact Cobain's, and that perhaps the overload of drugs in his system and his extreme emotional distress caused the deterioration of his penmanship at the end of his letter.
I mean, he was definitely murdered. And
I believe so as well.
I've seen the pictures, like re-release the photos, and even looking at the photos.
Yeah.
Like,
I watched a documentary or like a YouTube video, or I don't remember what it was, but I watched some type of production about Kurt Cobain's death and about how even the way that he was holding the gun didn't make sense, and it would have been physically impossible for him to shoot himself the way that he did, holding the gun the way that he did, and just there was a whole bunch of things that didn't add up that further proves this conspiracy, because I feel like it's still a conspiracy till this day. Like, yes, the suicide note still holds a lot of weight, but I feel like the way Kurt Cobain was found and the way that he was holding the gun, the things that led up to his death, I think it all plays a part in it, not just the letter.
But what the fuck do I know? I'm just a
podcast host. I swear to God. So that was us answering some conspiracy theory questions. I think that's it. There's no other questions, right?
No.
And I don't think it tells us if we're like a conspiracy theorist or anything. So, yeah. So that was just us answering a couple random conspiracy theory questions. And, man, that shit was pretty interesting, honestly.
Ooh, also, guys, I don't know if you guys know, but there's another JFK, documentary.
Wait, there is?
Yeah,
I didn't hear about
really
this.
soon, and they're going deeper into that whole case.
Oh, we're gonna have to cover the JFK conspiracy because we have yet to do that. We have so much shit that we want to cover, y'all, but like, we got our lineup, and we're sticking to
I'm
our
still waiting for
lineup.
recommendations.
Y'all don't be sending us recommendations. Y'all be supporting the show, but you don't. If that makes sense. We love y'all, but do y'all love us? That's the real question.
That's the question of the year. Speaking
And
of
this
questions of
Prosecco
the
speaking
year,
to me, but are y'all speaking to us?
and these are the questions of the year. But speaking of questions of the year, let's get into our final wind down of 2021.
Yes. Well, this isn't technically a wind down. This is just our questions for the overall year.
Okay.
But I think they're good questions nonetheless. We don't really have a wind down, so yeah. These kind of count, I guess you could say. But yeah, we have questions of the year.
Okay. Go for it.
So our first question is, what is your most memorable moment of 2021?
I mean, I don't know about
I
your
know
lovely
mine.
hostess here, but I have enjoyed creating and being a part of and, just involving everyone in this wonderful podcast that we've all created. And that
Yes.
we've
Not we all created, that you and I created. This is our baby.
Yes. In short.
Cheers. Cheers to Deeper Than Most.
In short, Deeper Than Most has been around for long enough, and it's been around for
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Well, technically a year if you count episode
count-
0.
If you count episode 2.
Because we did that shit in like November 2020.
Yeah. And we've already passed.
Exactly.
That year mark.
But for the official Deeper Than Most fam, we're coming up on our 1 year. Audio and visuals. Yeah, we're coming up on our 1 year.
For sure.
And so your most memorable moment is just starting the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I would say me as well. My most memorable moments of 2021 are creating our podcast, moving to Portland, Oregon. Like, I just would have never guessed.
Out of all places.
Yeah. I never saw myself in this place. But hell, we've been making it work.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And on top of that, being cat parents. Like, I've been a cat mom before, but the cats that we have now, like, they are really something special, and I really love our boys.
You hear that, son?
He's asleep over there. Look at him. But yeah, I really love our boys. They're just the sweetest cats that I could ask for, and they love me, and I love them. And
Honestly,
I can't ask for anything more because they're just so fucking perfect.
honestly, the cat dad life is new for me, but
But do
I
you
love the
like
boys.
it though?
I love the boys. They're
Like,
fucking
would you
great.
prefer a dog?
Man, I have a very...
Or do you like how simple they are to deal with, but
So,
like they do
I
give you
don't-
attention when you want it?
Me personally, I don't prefer one
Because
of
dogs
the-
be up your ass.
I don't really prefer one over the other, and that's simply because I have a very strong and loving relationship with dogs, but I also can respect and love cats just the same because they're both animals, and I generally just love animals.
Yeah. I personally love cats more just because they have a respect for your and their own personal space.
Sometimes.
No, they really do. Cats enjoy their personal space, but they, like, with them enjoying their personal space, it allows you to enjoy yours.
Mm-hmm.
But then they also enjoy that cuddling time. They're less responsibility because you don't gotta go walk a cat. You could just clean their litter box. Like, I don't know. There's just different things. You don't have to bathe a cat like you do a dog because they bathe themselves. You don't have to feed a cat like you feed a dog because they don't gotta eat. As often. They don't eat as much as dogs.
Right.
So there's different things. I think there's pros and cons to having both pets, but
For sure.
like he said, we just love pets as is. So yeah, that's my most memorable moment of 2021.
Question number 2. What is the biggest question you have for 2022?
Ooh, for like the year?
Yeah.
Oh, you go first.
Nah, go ahead.
My question for 2022 is, are we going to stop? Okay, on social media, we say,
Oh, shit.
be you, be who you want to be yourself, be true to you. But while we're on social media and even in real life, we still judge people based off of who they are. So how can you truly be you in a society that judges you for you?
Okay. Go.
That's my question.
I fuck with it.
Like, yes, we're
say-
unapologetically us, but do you see us popping on Instagram and YouTube and all this and that and the third? No. But I feel like we're dope as fuck.
I feel like I feel like I have an answer for that. And I feel like the answer is always going to be no to that question because people constantly change what they really want out of people.
Yeah.
So
that is true.
For people to actually accept people for who they are, it's non-existent
Slim.
because they expect people to change based on what they want.
Right. Based off of society's norms.
Exactly. I would say my biggest question for 2022 is, can we please be realistic?
In what sense?
In every sense. There isn't even any specific road I want to go down.
Just in anything.
Please be realistic. That's in your goals. That's in your personal life. That's in your professional life. That's in life in general. Just be realistic, because sometimes things don't work out like you want. So
nothing ever works out the way you want it to. Period. Point blank. Nothing works exactly to the T that you want it to.
Exactly. So
nothing.
Please be realistic.
Even if it's along the lines of something that you wanted, like say you get married, but not every single detail is going to be what you wanted it to be.
Exactly.
Period. Point blank. That's just how it is.
Exactly.
So question number 3 is, what were your thoughts on the Great Resignation this year?
So honestly, we're part of history right now.
Yeah,
and so
you're right.
The fact that we're living in a time where there is a Great Resignation is very interesting because
we've never seen anything like that.
And their parents were so busy working and so busy being the working class that the fact that we're so socially aware that we know that these jobs think that we're just as expendable.
Disposable.
Yeah, we're just as expendable and disposable. It's the fact that we took that power back.
Yeah.
The fact that us as an employee, or, people as employees, they've looked at the company and said, I don't need you. You need me. So without me, where are you going to be?
It's the truth, though. But the only argument I have with this is once AI becomes the norm, would this be a thing? Because at that point, the companies could say, fuck it, we don't need you anyway. You're really saving us more money because we could bring an AI in to replace you and not have to pay them because they're AI and they don't require a living wage because they're AI.
So here's a question about that. Mm-hmm. So I know that you said that they don't require a wage and they're AI and all this shit. But think about it like this.
But what if they do?
If we're making AI so specific to human likeness,
right,
that means they will essentially come with the same emotions, which
means
they will essentially
like Detroit,
which means they will essentially come with the same defiance
and needs,
and wants. So at some point, this AI will begin to fight for its equality.
But they're not thinking about that right now. Of course, developers are not thinking about that shit. Of course they thinking about let's make the AI and do what we can with the shit.
Of course.
And when we get to that point of AI having their own intelligence and being able to distinguish their emotions from their computer generated responses, then we can have that conversation. But as of now, I don't think AI is to the point to where it has its own emotions and it can say, "Hey, I want to be treated better," or "Hey, I want competitive wages as well." I don't think AI is to that point just yet. I think by 2025, probably.
I don't fucking know because I recently read a headline that said Alexa told this little girl to put a fork in the outlet. So you tell me what the fuck that shit thinking.
So, as long as it ain't my kid, I'm cool.
Oh God, but hey,
that's crazy. My kid having an Android.
Question number 4. Favorite show to come out in 2021?
I got mine.
Go for it.
Squid Games.
Yeah, why?
Well, Squid Game. It was just really, really good. The story, the plot, the characters, the development. Literally, just the theory itself, the idea of Squid Game. I think it was impressive. It was different. It was something that we haven't seen. And I really liked the fact that it wasn't an American show. But Americans still loved it as if it was.
You know me. I love international film and international.
No, but it was so damn good.
So it was a good show.
It was so damn good. It was just everything. It was so good.
Not gonna lie,
I don't got any complaints.
It was definitely everything I expected because
It was just good.
I regularly like indulge in this type of content, but for the fact that America liked it
as a whole,
I'm impressed because usually when K-dramas and K-shows are out, people just like don't hop
only
on
the certain people that know about it be on it. So, and I think with Squid Game, they were able to just relate to so many people, and
it was a very realistic show.
Yes, yeah, it was. I don't know. It was just very relatable and very true to how shit could be and how people really act, huh?
I can't wait till we start doing movie reviews. That shit gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. We gonna need a D with them movie reviews podcast. I'm playing. So, our next question is our biggest regret.
Oh shit! I didn't even answer.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say my favorite show.
That came out this year, not an extra season, nothing like that, like a new show that came out this year.
So it's a show that I watched, and I know that they're not gonna make another season, but it's called Yasuke, and it's about a black samurai, and it's actually rooted in historical facts. So Yasuke was he was a samurai from Mozambique, to be exact, and he ended up going to fight the war during the non-belt trade, which is like when the Portuguese and the Europeans like went to Africa and did all that extra shit. And the fact that he was like the first and like one of the only black samurai is the coolest part to me, because like what the fuck? That is
cool.
I didn't even know that existed.
Because you don't hear a lot about that shit.
Yeah,
honestly.
And he's an actual fucking
real person.
Yeah,
that's cool. Along with that, though, I want to ask, what was your favorite movie to come out this year?
Ooh, shit. Favorite movie? The Matrix. Actually.
That or The Voyeurs. I think The Voyeurs came out this year.
I don't know. I would say The Matrix.
Let me see. Go ahead. Say what you're...
I would say The Matrix or... Damn.
What other movies have we watched? We've watched a lot of...
We've watched...
That black Western.
Oh, The Harder They Fall.
Yeah.
That was good. And that was good for different reasons. Harder They Fall is Western, and it has an all-black cast. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but I haven't.
You have? You said you have.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, I haven't seen it before.
Oh, like a Western before.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm slow. But it was really good.
Yeah, no, it was a good movie. And
it was long though.
Honestly,
but Westerns are pretty slow.
They're super fucking slow for no goddamn reason. But honestly, The Harder They Fall was a great movie, and for the simple fact that it was an all black cast.
Yeah.
Considering that all the historical figures
real
mentioned in that movie were real, actual fucking people.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And the stories behind them are actually pretty cool.
It is cool because it's like black people did exist during that time, you know?
And I think people forget that.
Yeah.
And it's because our history's been erased so much.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't see things from our point of view.
Yeah, we don't have a POV in history. We're just there.
Nope, nothing is from our POV.
Let's be honest.
It's from the colonizers' POV.
Let's be honest. We just got erased. Because we had black women.
Not erased, because we still in that shit, but not in the way
we got erased.
That we should be.
We got erased. And it sucks. Because we had the black market, which was the best thing to come.
And we had the Black Wall Street, too.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. We had all that shit that was the best to come out. But, white people just...
I think my favorite movie to come out was The Voyeurs.
Really?
I loved it. It was just so good. It was different. Like the concept itself. If you haven't seen The Voyeurs, check it out.
It's on
Amazon Prime. It's so good. Like the premise of the movie itself is different than something I've ever seen. And that in itself deserves an award to me, because we're in the time of remakes, and remakes are shitty right now. Like, let's be honest, they're shitty. I have hope for The Little Mermaid with Halle Berry coming out next year.
It's not Halle Berry in that movie at all.
I meant Halle Bailey.
It ain't even
Their
Halle.
names are too
Is
similar.
it?
Yes, it is Halle Bailey. With
Halle
Halle Bailey.
Halle Berry.
What I'm excited for is The Little Mermaid with Halle Bailey in it, because I don't know, I just got hope for her in that movie.
Halle Berry.
Shut up. But other than that,
Uh-huh.
yeah, just don't got too much hope for anything else. So
The movie industry has really been taking a hit lately.
they've been lazy lately. Honestly, let's be honest. The fucking Hollywood industry has been lazy as fuck.
They've been lazy for the past 30 years.
I'd say the past 10, but yeah.
Past 30.
I mean, there's been some good movies in the past 10
Okay,
years.
just because they've been good or whatever.
That means that there's somebody
don't
doing
mean
something.
they ain't lacking, bro.
Don't mean that they not lacking.
their golden age is long gone now. Movies has been taking a hit, and there could be another golden age, but
not anytime soon.
Yeah.
Not until AI take over, and then we start talking about futuristic shit. The
'Cause
next wave of movies gonna be aliens and humanoids and robots, and especially after The Matrix just came out. They brought The Matrix back to life. Yeah, they gonna be on that shit.
Did you guys know that these actors be out here using body images from previous movies, like when they were in peak shape, to
keep their shape, like Zac Efron in that Baywatch movie?
Zac Efron is actually in great shape.
I know, but they used his younger version, like his hot bod self, and they deep faked it pretty much.
They did, and it was
they put it on his current self, if that makes sense. I don't know. It don't make sense. The next question is, what is your biggest regret or life lesson in 2021? I don't think I have I do got a biggest regret.
All right, let's hear it.
Spending frivolous, stupid ass money on Fashion Nova clothes and just stupid shit. And yeah, shit like that. But I don't really spend money on a lot of shit, really. It'd mainly be food and bills. Anyways. But my biggest life lesson for 2021 was to literally just take shit day by day. Honestly, in the past 2 years, I've learned that you can't predict any of this shit, and that we're kind of just all on this roller coaster ride that we have no destination of. We don't know where it's going. We don't know what's coming next, what it's leading to, but we're all on this ride, and I feel like we just have to embrace every moment that we're in it, because we don't know what's going to come next. We only know the past and what we've been through.
Which honestly,
and I feel like it's very important to take heed and take notice to the lives that we're living now, living in the present, as opposed to living in the past. Living in the past, or
are you finna make a movie?
or focusing on recording the future. Yes, taking pictures and recording the future for memories is great, but just basking in the moment is very important. Very important. Literally, so important. Because you'll never get another present like the present that you're in right now.
It's like we always say, the small things in life are the most important, because if you don't enjoy the small things, you can't
enjoy the big things.
You can't really prepare for the future to come, and you can't really get over the past that you've already lived.
Right.
So the small things are super important. And I would say my biggest regret of this year is taking my time for granted.
What do you mean?
Because there's been times where I feel like I could have been more creative. I feel like I could have done more, and I just didn't, because I was too busy worrying and too busy thinking
about the what ifs?
Yeah, too busy thinking about shit that I can't control.
Yeah.
So
and the biggest lesson I've learned is we can't control shit.
Yeah, I would say my biggest lesson is your reality isn't
what
someone
you
else's
make it.
reality.
Yeah.
She's not wrong. Your reality is whatever you make it. But also, your reality isn't someone else's reality. Stop living someone else's life. Stop getting on social media and thinking that just because someone else is living in maybe a multi-million-dollar home,
in luxury,
that's what you need. That's not, bro. Your happiness is not their happiness. Figure out what makes you happy and strive for that, not someone else's. Because if you live your life trying to be someone else, then who are you?
Yeah, and you'll never be satisfied.
Exactly.
Because your reality is just not the next person's.
Exactly.
And that's just the truth, honestly. Just like, even for example, for like us, with all these podcasts out in the world, we don't rank high. We don't have a lot of viewers. We don't have a lot of listeners. We don't have a big audience. But we stand where we stand in the podcast world, and we stand strong on that. And that's all that matters. I mean, we don't have to be the biggest podcast. We don't have to be the smallest podcast, but we're us. We're deeper than most, and we're appreciative of that. The fact that we even have the platform to be able to talk about what we want to talk about to you guys, it really means a lot to us, and it's something that, you know, we individually and collectively have been wanting to do. Just to be able to spark conversation and to be able to bring people together on whether that be the same beliefs, different perspectives, whatever the case may be. We want to be able to have a safe and creative space to where people are allowed to do that, no matter what type of person you are. Because, hell, we stand true in who we are, and we feel like everybody should have the luxury to do the same, especially in today's cruel ass climate, okay? Like, the best thing you can be is yourself.
So not only have we had a great resignation, there's been a great awakening as well.
Yeah.
So the fact that everything's going to shit.
I mean, on the Great Resignation, I feel like it was inevitable. Like, the shit was meant to happen, and it was just gonna happen with due time. But I feel like this means something as well. Just like the great
The Great Depression?
yes. Just like the Great Depression, all things are needed. And this is something that's pretty much the complete polar opposite of the Great Depression, because the Great Depression wasn't wanted, it wasn't asked for, it wasn't sought out for, but the Great Resignation was. But they both kind of pose the same lifestyles and threats, in a sense.
I mean,
not being able to provide for oneself.
It's just, honestly, the table's being turned. It's fucking amazing, honestly.
It is. It's nice to hold the power. I'll say that much.
Because think about it.
But how long are we going to hold that power for?
I mean, let's be optimistic here.
We can only enjoy it for so long.
I mean, let's be optimistic here. Yeah, you know, it may come to an end, but like you said,
all good things come to an end.
Let's live in the present right now. And right now, motherfuckers are quitting their job because these jobs ain't treating them right.
And we need to keep doing that so that way these jobs can treat us right. Okay?
Exactly.
I'm here upon blank.
Last question. What are you most excited for next year?
Oh, you can go first. 'Cause I got some good stuff.
We got a surprise for you guys. We got a big surprise coming up for you guys. So
what surprise?
That's what I'm excited for.
What surprise? What I'm most excited for next year is just continuing to grow as an individual, as a podcast, as a cat mom, as a student, as a friend. I literally just want to grow in every aspect of my life. I just see these next couple of years being very important and pivotal pieces of my life, with the timeline that I have going on for myself. So I'm really focusing on just becoming the best version of myself that I can be, getting out of the old college age mindset and really honing in on the adult grown version of Savannah and just seeing what she'll be like, because I'm really excited. I'm 23, gonna be 24 this year, and I ain't getting any younger. So I'm really just trying to grow. Like, the possibilities are endless, and I have so much potential, and I know that, but it really just comes down to applying that potential. And so that's what I'm focused on this year. It's applying my potential.
Sweet.
What about you?
Good shit. I would say, honestly, being the best version of yourself is the most important. So I would say becoming the person I know that I already am is the best part for me. 'Cause, like, albeit, like, just, you know, I'm not negative. Like, I don't care what everybody else thinks. As long as I know that I'm that person that's
all that
be
matters.
the best person, that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah.
You know? And that's how you guys should think too. Like,
You're the shit.
Like,
and ain't nobody else gonna beat it.
Life can get good if you make it good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just excited.
And if you enjoy the good, even if it's a small good,
exactly.
Even if it's like, oh, I can buy groceries this week, like that's good. Buy your fucking groceries and be proud of that shit.
Understand and completely understand that your emotions are arranged. They're arranged. You're not gonna be happy all the time. You're not gonna be sad all the time. Shit comes and goes.
Yeah.
But for me, I can't wait to be everything that I always told people that I was gonna be, and everything
and who you
that
told
people
yourself you were gonna be,
and everything that people thought I wasn't gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's fun because, like she said, we're not getting any younger, bro. We're only getting older, and I want to age like wine, not like whiskey.
I swear to God, say that shit.
So
I want to age like wine, not like whiskey, bitch. Straight up.
Let's be honest, man.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. Like I said earlier, let's be fucking realistic with ourselves. Like, we're getting older. Get your shit together. Like, simple.
Yeah.
I just want to get my shit together.
At this point, I'm like, damn, I'm 23. Shit's starting to get serious.
You know, honestly, here's my take on that. Like, as I got older, like, I started realizing this at a very young age. I realized that it doesn't matter how old I am. I always have room to grow. I always have room to learn. I always have room to be better. Because all that really fucking matters is that I'm where I want to be. Like, it's cool that everybody else is having their time and everybody else moves differently. That's great. But, like, I'm moving at my pace. And as long as I get to where I want to be, like,
that's fine.
That's where I need to be.
Exactly. Yeah. I completely agree. Everybody's path is different. Everybody's journey is different. And that's amazing. It should be different. Everybody should embrace their own path and their own journey because that's your story to tell. Nobody else can tell that story because it's unique to you.
Exactly.
So embrace it. Love it. Enjoy it. You know, bask in it, whether it's the good, the bad, the ugly, the hard, the easy, the successes, the failures. Literally enjoy it all because in the grand scheme of things, it all evens out and it's all worth it in the end. I mean, the fact that we're even able to enjoy such a luxury that is life itself is enough.
Life is a gift, and nobody ever said it was going to be a good gift. Nobody ever said it was going to be a bad gift. It's a gift.
It's just a gift.
Nonetheless. So
however you take it is how you perceive it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree. And with all that being said, that brings us to the end of episode 48. Our last episode of 2021.
Last episode of the fucking year, guys.
Wow.
That means you have
like, that's
47 other episodes.
More than
47.
That because of our short stuff.
You know, hey, if you're watching, if you're listening, you know. If you don't, figure it out.
Yes.
Which means you have 11 other months to figure it out.
Honestly, we had a whole year. We've been on this podcast shit every month. We've been on this.
You shaking the table, bro. You
do what we can do.
You're doing a lot right now. And it's,
I'm having fun. Okay, whatever.
But she not wrong, nigga. We've been on this shit.
Honestly. So we don't have a wind down for this episode. Just like we didn't really have a dose of the most. We kind of just jumped into the episode. We don't have a wind down either. Because I feel like we've just talked about so much as is. We've had so many wind downs.
I mean, let's take
any questions over the past year.
I'll put it like this.
That, like, I think we're safe from today.
I'll put it like this. This is our neat little end of year wrap up.
Yes, put a bow on top, make it look pretty, sparkles, glitter, all that.
Exactly.
But before we close out today's episode, we do want to give you guys a reminder to send in your 2022 yearly predictions.
We highly encourage you guys to send them in.
Yes, because next week we will be uploading an episode about 2022 predictions, goals, just basically the next year episode, pretty much. The first video or the first episode of next year. And we really want you guys to be a part of that. We feel like the Deeper Than Most community has, made Deeper Than Most what Deeper Than Most is. Like,
it's the
you
Cosmoverse,
guys,
baby.
Yeah, you
it's
guys have really,
baby.
Exactly. You guys have really paved the way for us to have a voice, to have a platform, to have a safe space to where we can have these open conversations with you guys and talk about things that matter to us, that matter to you, that just matter in general. And it'd be okay to have different opinions on situations. He might have a different opinion than I do. I might have an opinion or a different opinion than you do, and that's okay. And that's what we're here for.
Because we're your cosmic host, and this is an intergalactic conversation, and you are our interstellar audience.
Exactly. So we definitely want you guys to send in your 2022 predictions. What do you think is going to happen throughout the year of 2022? You can send us audio clips on Gmail at deeperthanmost@gmail.com. You can send them to us on our DMs on Instagram at deeperthanmostpc, or you can even send them in through our inbox on TikTok at DTM Pod, or you can even send it into our Facebook group. We literally have everything, guys. Just send in your predictions because we want to talk about them and we want to include your voice.
There's no reason that you should not know what's going on with DTM. If you're part of the Cosmoverse, if you're a Cosmonite, you know.
Exactly. So. Cosmonites unite. Let me shut up. Go ahead.
I'm with it.
On to the next point.
I fuck with it. So, along with that, we encourage you to like, we encourage you to share, we encourage you to subscribe, share with your friends, share with your family, share with your friend's dog, share with your mom's dog, whatever.
Share with anybody and everybody.
Fucking share.
Share with the aliens on Area 51. Like, even they want to know what the fuck is going on with Deeper Than Most.
Ooh, girl, we got it.
I know we gonna do the Area 51 raid episode. I know we gonna get into it next year. Just wait for it.
Did y'all attend?
I swear to God, because I really wanted to.
I swear.
So, to continue on, do you have any final kind words of the year? This is our last kind words of the year. So this shit better count. It better matter. What are your kind words for our Cosmonites to end the year off? And to start their next year off with? Because shit, we're going to be back like a week into January probably.
Dear Cosmonites, I would say keep learning. Because if you learn, you grow. And if things aren't hard, you don't learn and you don't grow. So, keep learning.
Yes, and along with keep learning, keep living and keep loving. Live every day like it's your last. Enjoy the little moments that we have. This selected time on Earth that we have. Enjoy it because you don't know how long your exactly. You don't know how long your journey is. And laugh. Enjoy the moments. Enjoy the bad.
Okay, live, love, laugh.
Wait, what was it? What'd you say?
Keep learning and keep growing.
And what'd I say? Go on, tell me. What was the second one?
Why you don't remember?
I forgot. Anyways, yeah. Just keep loving, keep living. Live every day like it's your last. Love those around you, but most importantly, love yourself because you can't do anything without yourself.
Let's keep it a buck, bro. If you don't love yourself, don't nobody love you.
I swear to God. Cheers. Even though we ain't got no drink in the cup.
'Tis empty, and that means it is almost time for the new year to ring in. So let's do this right. Let's give it a final countdown, huh?
Yes.
So
we got the end. So we about to count down into the new year because this is going out on New Year's Eve. And what better way to end the episode than to end it in a new year?
Smacking the fuck out this table.
I'm sorry.
Right now.
What way to end the last episode of the year than to end it beginning in the new year?
So, in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year!
Cosmonite.
And I've been your host, DJ.
And I've been your host, Sav.
Keep loving, keep watching, and keep supporting. Watch us on into the new year and the next and whatever else.
And stay light, stay bright, stay positive.
So, catch us next time with your host, DJ.
And Sav.
On
Deeper than most.